Hey guys, Hamsterwheel here and welcome back to yet another chapter of the journey of my hunter here on the TBC private server called Netherwing. Real quick, for the people that don't know, this time around I'm really trying to take my time and have as much fun as I can. So instead of rushing to max level, I'm taking every opportunity to have some fun, enjoy the journey and make it feel like a really fun road trip, if you will. And like any road trip, you sometimes have to take a detour to a place that you really like. And as stated in my previous video, I'll put the gearing up journey and the preparations for Outlands on pause for now to go to a zone that generally speaking is considered one of the worst zones, at least in the old world of Azeroth. It's a zone that has a very special place in my heart and what I personally consider to be my favorite WoW zone ever. I'm talking about Azshara. Yes, this place with barely any quests in it and one that is so awkwardly placed is my favorite. I mean, think about it. Tanaris, Umgoro and then Silithus all kind of line up great in terms of level increase. In the Eastern Kingdoms, you can go to the Hinterlands, then go straight to Western Plaguelands and then Eastern Plaguelands. Hell, even Felwood, which is surrounded by zones much lower than it, flows nicely into Winterspring in terms of what level you are. And then there's Azshara, just awkwardly shoved in below Winterspring with no way of going directly to that zone. Below you have Orgrimmar and Durotar, and to the left you have a freaking mid-level 20 zone which is Azshara. It's just super out of place, and like I said, it barely has any quests. Most people, and I don't blame them, don't even bother stepping one foot in this zone on this TBC server that I'm playing on. But despite all of that, it's still my favorite zone ever. Because I'm a complete and total sucker for the time of year that is autumn. Yes, the year where the leaves turn orange, you walk around in the forest and hear the leaves under your feet, and apparently it's also the time of the year where in America you guys have this thing called the pumpkin spice latte. I don't know. And well, look at Azshara. Yes, it totally resembles that time of year. I know people only care about it because of the world boss Zurgos, or maybe some areas where you farm Felcloth, or perhaps the elemental in regard to the Dukes of Hydraxian Waterlord's reputation. But to me, the vibe in this zone is just unmatched. I mean, take for example Mulgore. Is Mulgore, questing and efficiency wise, a good zone? Well, not really, because there's tons and tons of running around at a level where you don't have any speed boosts yet, like Travel Form or Ghost Wolf, let alone a mount. But the vibe of Mulgore is just awesome. Same thing with Azshara. I absolutely love being in that zone. So, because I'm not in a hurry to get the max level here, we're just going to chill out here and do a bunch of quests. So without further ado, let's start our little detour for some proper autumn vibes and complete some quests along the way. We first start by going to Belgrom Rockmaw here in Orgrimmar for the Betrayed quests. From there on out we need to get to Azshara. Now I don't have any flight path in Ashenvale. So what do? Do I go to Crossroads and walk all the way to Azshara? I could, but here's a little shortcut that I always take if I want to go to the zone without having the flight path yet. So we exit Orgrimmar from the west side, go down and then keep walking next to the river. We are then met by a ramp that takes us into Ashenvale and there we go, we're already pretty close to the border of Azshara. We then cross the bridge into the zone and then we immerse ourselves in this beautiful zone, thinking about the autumn leaves, the walks in the forest, and all that jazz. So right at the border we go to Lohatu to pick up 2 generic killing quests. These require us to go out and first hunt some of the ghosts found in this land. They're pretty quick and easy to kill, and after just a short time, we're done. The second quest is also pretty easy. We just go into the zone a little further to kill some satyr, which also go down pretty quickly. And after going back, what do we get in return? Well, a bit of money and some experience. I know, kind of underwhelming, but hey, with how poor I am in terms of gold, every little bit helps. So after helping out our Tauren friend, we head northeast to the outpost of Valormok. It's here that we get the second part of our Betrayed quest, and it orders us to kill a bunch of night elves, including a magus called Rimtori. Before we do that though, there's one more quest we'll pick up here, and that's stealing knowledge. After picking this up, we head to the ruins of Eldorath to find 4 different tablets. While we're doing this, we battle our way through some Naga, and after not too much time we got all 4 of them. So now that we have all 4 tablets, it's time to head back to Jadiga. Now here comes the not so interesting part. We are instructed to get those 4 tablets to 4 individual customers, get their payment and report back to her. Now, are these customers all in the same village? What, you think this is Cataclysm? No, this is a vanilla quest, so of course they're scattered all around the world. One is in Orgrimmar, one in Thunderbluff, one in Undercity, and the last one in a mage's tower here in Azshara. I know, this will be quite the round trip. So we start off by going to Archmage's Xylem. We go there by talking to one of his apprentices who summons us onto the mountain cliff. From there on out, it's a short walk to his tower, and well, if you look to the side, just check out the view of Azshara. Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, we talk to him and there we go, we got the first payment. After that, I use my Heartstone to get to Thunderbluff and look up Magatha Grimtotem. We give her the tablet, get some money from her as well, and also get the payment. So then we fly to Orgrimmar to a troll called Jesrimon. He resides in the Drag, and again we give him the tablet, we get some money and the third payment. And then we head outside Orgrimmar, take the Zeppelin to Eastern Kingdoms, go to Undercity and meet up with Endron Gant, who seems to be a little drunk when we hand over the tablet. No matter, we get the payment, and there we go, we're finally able to go back to Jadiga in Azshara. So we go back to Orgrimmar, fly back to Valarmok, and there we go, all 4 payments delivered. Now, I know this is a pretty darn tedious quest, but considering it's just a bit of flying and walking around, we actually got a pretty decent amount of experience and also give or take 5.5 gold in the process. So that's not too shabby. Alright, and now time for the final quest that we will do here, which is the Betrayed quest. The Blood Elves here are all clothies that, while do damage, also have little armor, which allowed for some pretty fat aimed shot hits, like this record I got of 1366 damage. And so, we killed 10 Surveyors and 10 Reclaimers, and again, I'm just having a blast here because the vibe of the zone is just amazing. It's a bit ironic that I find the atmosphere and aesthetic of the zone to be so calming and soothing, while at the same time I'm going on a Blood Elf genocide here. But hey, I have to get experience, so it's all justified. After that we head to the camp of Mage's Rimtery, and it is there that we have to make her come out. We strike her down without too much trouble as she's just a non-elite caster mob, and then we collect her head. And well, that's mostly it. We head back to Valarmok, talk to Actor Bloodfist, and we take one final flight back to Orgrimmar. And once we're in Orgrimmar, we head back to Belgrim Rockmaw and present Rimtori's head. And in return, we get to choose from a caster orb or a one-handed mace, which are both useless for me, but again, the quest gives good experience, and that mace sells for 3.5 gold. Not bad. So, looking back, I once again had a blast and was very happy to just be questing and running around in the zone. I know Azshara is pretty terrible in terms of quests, but the atmosphere, especially if you like autumn, is pretty awesome to me. I will say that the music is the same that you hear in Tanaris, and it's more devious and thrilling, so my personal preference for this zone is to turn off the music but up the ambience. And in the end, aside from some good vibes, we actually got a decent amount of experience and money. So I'd say that yes, while not the most optimal leveling zone, I'm happy I took a detour to my favorite zone in WoW. Yes, not Nagrand, not Grizzly Hill, but this forgotten, totally not optimal, out of place, forgettable zone that probably no one else cares about. And that's gonna do it for the detour to Azshara. I'll see you guys in the next chapter of my Tauren Hunter, because as you've probably seen from my level, we're getting pretty close to stepping through the Dark Portal. And I know, in the Outlands, things will be mayhem, so we need to prepare for yet another journey ahead of us. But we'll tackle that in the next video. Until then, I want to thank you for watching. I'm Hamsterwheel, and have a good one.